opportunity to work with that great producer. Who didn't come out? Like,
Yeah.
you can't come out to the corner? No, you can't go to the corner, right? Some
That's us. So what I
piece of poetry, this poetic work. You didn't grow up straight and narrow. Only a few of you did. People in your community, not too many who just, that's inspiring. You know, how do you think the movie came out? Did it really depict what you, so once the music is gone, everybody's
romanticize Romeo and Juliet, but they demonize somebody like Shakespeare. A lot of people in the neighborhood.
That next chance to direct a smart budget thing at All Def Digital.
Because we close ourselves off.
You said, but it's all from, from my community. It's where it comes from. Avoid everything, right? You mostly
move to break this cycle.
Get ready, come fuck with us, because we love you. We're fans of your work.
You gotta get involved and be a part of that solution and not a part of the problem. I've lost so many people.
Proud of you for making it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. And then I took Richmond to all of these other places.
Rappers don't want to just be dumb. If they smart, where the money was.
Yeah.
So look at them like, oh, they ain't got no courage.
Yeah.
That to me is what we need more. We need people who, you need to
eye with each other. But what brought us together was a love of poetry. So I'm like, we can't tell
poetry big for the world and make all voices heard to the world.
What I can say about this film is possibly change not only the media, but also just our real lives. You know what I mean? We want to see what people are going through, but we learn also by repetition. And if we keep hearing that vision of where you plan to be, that can update that's real, authentic, but it's also, and then once I saw the parallels of two families feuding and love neighborhood, and my students I was working with is from the other neighborhood, and our families is what me, not just me, but also everybody in my city been going through.
Great exploration of what every hood is like, and probably.
I want people to know is like, this is, one, it's art, but it's real.
Drug dealers in Richmond. Nah, Bay Area.
Behaviors. And we have like a culture of media as far as like any comparisons and how a lot of people.
You're gonna make it, you're a big star. It's a great.
My community. And with this story, it pretty much is a snippet of moving off of the inspiration. The more I traveled around with the film and I'm talking to people in Chicago, they like, man, that's our stuff. August up until February.
Hey, lie, it's a lie.
Went through and all that is.
I feel like the movie captures like a snippet, really. We was looking for a theater for another show that we was doing. Pops would tell me, you know what I mean? So
Well,
be a
that's
part
what
of
you
the
are.
solution.
You are.
This story. So based off of that, and just seeing like the parallels and the get to know Shakespeare.
Of course.
So I thought about it. Aggression, a yearning for something better in the community is real. It's people. First and foremost, is Shakespeare.
Play. It's like I'm floored by it. What was your? The music's going like who are living with courage.
So hopeful,
I know that
years ago, before the film even came about, during.
they want to be smart. They want to say things that about getting out of suffering, not about getting more. Do that. It's like it don't change. I'm 100.
Legina or Christina in the hood for fighting over whatever we fighting over. So I'm like, I want
that you see, especially if you're friends. If you, I think poetry is an interesting phenomenon in our community.
lift everybody. Let that be the rep.
Right? The people, and there's moments where it's so bad you can't believe it. Start speaking, they speak a little better, right? Because they're telling that, and so masterfully. Earlier, I said, you should move to LA because
like years of pain.
I don't want to say that dumb shit. Like I want you can hear them.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the rappers, the music, and you say all this shit, right? There's a certain.
That's what brought their offspring together, and I'm like, well, I'm from this side of the.
Have been through it, seen it, and they can tell you that it's worthless. A lot of the struggle, a lot of the.
For a long time, I never thought I'd be able to leave my community as far as Richmond.
It's before and after, and ongoing pain and suffering.
In the right place, but I also.
Your art. And then the movie around it.
Because it's like, in order for me to make it out.
Go and bring your talent to the world and show your community something good.
And the play takes harmony. But that's also was my goal with writing.
You come here, you're a big star. You got to work and you got to meet people. And you got to look at it. I mean, I always know, I'm older, right? So I know that I'm part of the solution, man.
And yearning for it. If somebody's like, nah, I don't think we should do it in Richmond because it's kind of corny. Like people in my neighborhood, we ain't gonna really relate to do something about their own.
Now.
I just wanted to be like forefront in the film and even after the film. So that, I feel like Romeo is bleeding capture.
For one, right?
And I feel like it also stays the same because is learned.
I want to be one of the biggest
For Romeo and Juliet in Richmond. Him and Molly,
Can you face it? You either die at a young age, tell or be in a...
it's like, I want to talk about what happened to. So I wrote about
attitude, and then so that shit is here. So, you know, I invite you again, you know, and when you get
Case Robbie a renegade.
stuff, and everybody who's seen this film has been motivated and inspired.
my hood is the same as your hood, and it's a perfect melody. It goes forever, and it's certainly got a network. Jay-Z or even Kanye, I couldn't help Run DMC. I had to be the spoken word, because when you take the music away, even the toughest
Form of media, when you tell certain stories, yeah, like you said,
if I was sitting in the house, I couldn't have helped.
of that 6 months period.
Out the hood my whole life, and I'm still hood. I can't get out of it. I can't not have love for my community. I can't.
I feel like when it's that time to actually go, I'm gonna be led. And
I always envision my
Like those people didn't have it. You had it. You went out, you seen everything, you let it go.
and seeing the
That's something else to say, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody has more than one. Good for you. If I was sitting in the house, I couldn't help you.
program Raw Talent, she talked about it, and then I was, you know what I mean, that to be romanticized as well.
Because, you know,
To tell their story, to just put our faces on a poetry or other forms of writing, they like, that's our story. So I'm like, I just took Shakespeare.
and you make us all.
myself being somebody important.
Melody is a good melody, a good song. You can change it. You can make it hip hop. You can make it rock story. So I applaud you for not visit them, but you know I do better. Romeo and Juliet.
To pay attention and recognize and to represent it in a way, and that passion, it allowed me to travel and go places and even do this. And I don't see a lot of that enough in poetry.
Damn, this movie blows my mind. It's like when I look at it, you know, it reminds me of Proud. And this movie, we're inspired by him. Feel like they have to go out and fight a certain way in order to survive. And you show them there's something else.
Life. And it's like, it's people really going where we are at today as young people, but more importantly, where we plan to.
And say, why is that everywhere? What can we do to change it?
Same thing that we all going through this. And it's like,
You know, the movie around that you guys got together and
I
created.
feel like our stories are not important. But when I read Shakespeare, I'm like, he's
That's our
talking about
story.
the same.
She know that crime pays 5 blades in my veins. Hustle to you for the pain. Lie, it's a lie.
Go. That's what's encouraging to all those people.
I have to have a story of suffering in order to profit off of that. But it's like, you can.
Mostly, you felt like a role, you can make it. Nigga, I've been inside of them. You exude the best of what people have to offer. I was saying that even worse in some cases. And you coming from that community and built this great Beverly Hills, nigga, that little spot. You'll work at McDonald's, give a fuck where you work.
2012 in May, and he had saw this balcony, and he was like, this would be a good scene.
Some of them had courage and didn't go to the corner, but
Community. So I feel like you gotta support that. When we was writing it, rehearsing it, and then put it on. But we do want to see the
speaks to our struggle, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I say because I was telling you.
From literature and language, and we can talk about what you went through, but if you also have a vision.
Very, very special to us. You know, as people who want to make
And they like, bruh,
inspiration.
the idea, the concept of doing the Romeo and Juliet in Richmond, and through that talent, that art, story that's happening in Richmond. Go to New York, they're like, that's our story. I go to Hawaii or and wrote about what was happening in Richmond.
We're fans of your movie and the play that you produced. All of that is very
Petition, and then we could put
that piece of work that we're showing people.
that symbol of
That next big movie, that next
co-partner up in the pro.
choices that people make. So you need to move your ass to
This point, I just been filmed. So it's not saying that I want to stay in Richmond. At this came from a mentor of mine named Ruben Morgan. We don't really vibe with Shakespeare, and I feel like that's been a hand.
But that melody, you know what I mean? So that's a great.
Same thing over and over, and then when it's monetized, then it's kind of like it's not going to change.
I react cause I don't have no talent. I react, it's easy, takes no effort. I react and barely show emotion. I react, when I do I found a motive. I react cause I don't have no talent. I react. react. It's easy, takes no effort. I react and barely show emotion. I react, when I do, I found a motive. Easy getting fame these days, since you do not need any talent. People try to take me down, but too bad there ain't no repellent. Divide myself, count by 10 mil, get the IQ of all my viewers. Of all my viewers who are too retarded to watch real YouTubers. My vids contain of adding a little fucking cam screen, which 10-year-olds enjoy cause they don't have their own opinion. They're stupid and my minions got me over 1 million. This is the age of YouTube, no talent equals millions. Getting paid, get paid for nothing. If you're watching this right now, just turn on your cam. All you need is a fake smile to get them views and get all this money. Thank God that the world's retarded. I react cause I don't have no talent. I react, it's easy, takes no effort. I react and barely show emotion. I react, when I do I found a motive. I react cause I don't have no talent. I react, it's easy, takes no effort. I react and barely show emotion. I react, when I do I found a motive. It's so amazing you can grow up people's content. Lazy life, I got it like this my fucking job, bitch. Resume on fleek, on your salary in 1 week, cunt. And it's not only me, cunt. No, there's 100 more cunts. Yeah, all I do is lay back, react to trending topics. Still I'm the trending topic. Then react to my own vids and get 1 million more hits. Thank the Lord I got rich by all these stupid kids. I react cause I don't have no talent. I react, it's easy, takes no effort. I react and barely show emotion. I react, when I do I found a motive. I react cause I don't have no talent. I react, it's easy, takes no effort. I react and barely show emotion. I react